Hello, I'm Gordon with Unlock Your Bioenergy. Today is Wednesday, August 26th, 2026. This is day number 495 of wearing the incredible X39, and 24 days are left to 50, meaning my 50th birthday. I'm counting down the days because why not? And today's workout is going to be a 9-minute high-intensity interval training session, and then followed with leg day exercises. And I'm going to switch it up a little bit today and do things slightly different, so stay tuned for that. And then the topic I want to talk about after I'm done is this is not the answer, and I think it's worth your time. So today's workout session, gonna start with putting the heart rate monitor, and let's get right to it. So with the heart rate here, oh, I just realized I'm not ready. Okay, there's that one. That's good. There's a second one, so that's good too. Yes. And I'm going to set the speaker. Good. All right. Heart rate monitor is on, so you can see. The tempo I'm going to set at today will be let's see, yesterday I did 145. Let's try 140. Okay? Grab your favorite rope and let's begin. I'll set the 9-minute, so it'll be 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off. Here we go. So you see, when you see the green color, that means go. Grabbing the rope here. And before I forget, the X49, one is going here, the other guy is going here, and then the remote. So, heart rate, let's begin. So for the high intensity portion of today's session, I'm going to try to do some high knee crisscrosses. So meaning you got to bring the knees up to the hips along with the crisscrosses and match the tempo. Don't trip. That's twice. So we're slowing the tempo down a little bit. It allows a little bit more time to lift those knees, making it harder to keep up with that pace. Ready? gets the hip flexors involved. This next round I'm going to do double unders and then alternating steps. 8 and 8. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, doubles. Doubles again. I'm trying to hold my breath as long as possible to see how much it can affect my heart rate. So with today's exercises, I'm going to start with taking my shoes off, largely because I want to put on the ankle bracelets that I have to fit around my knees. And instead of undoing the Velcro, I'm doing it this way. Okay. Where's the other guy? There's one. Where's the other guy? Right here somewhere. Oh, there it is. No, that's that one. That's that. Okay. Where are you? It's right in front of my eyes, and I'm looking everywhere else except where I need to look. All right. So I'm getting ready for the second exercise in today's lineup, which will be calf raise with TKEs. Now I haven't done this before, largely because I tried to isolate the calves, but I realized that I probably should include the TKE because it's in order to press the calves through the range of movement, it makes sense to get a little bit more stretch on the calves itself as well. So, and by adding the TKE portion, it allows me to do that. So with the first exercise, I'm going to take black bands and I've got small anywhere anchors, and I'm going to attach them to the jig that I have made for myself. And this is just some 2x4 and some plywood and a piece of small plywood in between there where I can wrap the small anywhere anchors in them. And I'm going to start with squats, so I'm going to position them a certain way here, so that way they are in the center of the board, essentially, or the plate. And doing it that way, the weight is kind of more directly underneath me. So that's the idea behind it. And with so I'm going to take this bar, it's an attachment that I have, and I can attach to the bands here so you see what I'm doing. And the idea is to focus on the quads from a squat position. Alright. And I said I'm doing a TKE, or a thrust, so it's a squat thrust today. It's been a while since I've done this particular sequence, or combined sequence. Alright. So I'm going to keep this here. And with the hip thruster variation, I'm going to take blue bands and attach them, one here on the lowest point and the second one on the higher, so that way they're both pulling kind of centrally together. And I'm going to attach them to this large anywhere anchor that I have. Alright, so the remote. Somewhere here, I think. So I'm going to step into the anywhere anchor and step forward, and so basically the bands are pulling my hips back, and I want to be far enough forward so that way I have constant tension, especially at this. I don't want too much slack on the bands. That's so it's good. All right, so slightly more to the right. There we go, lined up, so to speak. And then I'm taking this jig. I'm going to place it on here. And so, setting program 1, which is a 3-minute variable. So it's kind of like a high and low intensity training session, but with resistance. So specific movements of the legs. And let's begin. All right. So, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So here my heels are higher than the ball of my foot on both sides. So the 2x4 acts as like a little step, and it gives you a little bit more upright form. So here I'm going to just hold it lower. The legs are starting to burn lots. Okay, I'm going to try to go all the way down. Explode all the way up. All the way down. Hold it here now. Gosh. Oh. Gosh. All right, next exercise is calf raise TKEs. So this is where I'm going to take the large anchor anchor off and attach the blue bands to the ankle straps. So you can see where I saved time by putting on my straps before. Oh, I just realized I didn't do a time stop. That's okay. So the idea now is to work the TKE portion. I need to bring this up here just a little bit like this. And so with this variation, normally I do the calf raises later, but today I decided to do it earlier, and with that here I'm just gonna set this up here so that the black bands are on the outside edge. Okay. A little bit of time to set this up, which is okay. Gives my body a chance to rest. Okay, so with this variation, now I'm going to focus on the calves and the TKE portion of the quads. So for those who don't know, this is called the closed chain squat. Okay. So if you want to increase your vertical jumping strength, this is what you do. So down and then up. Yeah, this is good. This is a good combination to work this. So just bend the knees a little bit and then I don't know why I haven't done this sooner, but so doing the TKE version this way with the calf, the muscles kind of work together. So it makes it a complex version. And by holding the TKE now and the calf raised, the muscle is screaming. Wow. And it forces me to hold my posture while activating the TKE portion. Oh wow. It really does work those calf muscles doing this variation. It's very good. Very good. All right. Next up is kneeling thrusts. So this is one where I try to focus on the bottom end range of the movement. So meaning when you're doing a squat, you're here, you're down here, and then you work this movement right here. So this is the kneeling thrust that is going to focus on that area. And with today's variation, I'm going to switch back to the large anywhere anchor, and I'm going to increase the weight actually just a little bit, largely because I want to see how it feels, and because I can. So, and with these bands, I can stack them up nicely, so it gives me a lot of options and a lot of flexibility in terms of what I can do. And with this exercise, I'm also going to take the weights that I have here on the floor, and I'm going to put them here to start with. So this is 70 pounds per dumbbell, and I'm going to raise this up or move it away. And just going to kind of guesstimate here how much distance I need. I think I'll have enough. Yeah, it seems so. Maybe slightly forward. I'm just going to move this out of the way because they are, again, I don't want to be kneeling on them. Oh, that's good. All right, so slightly more. Largely because this anywhere anchor is quite large, so I'm adjusting for the slack. So 3 minutes. You could take additional weights if you wanted to. Do something like this. I'm going to try it. Why not? So where I'm going to take dumbbells and like that. So here I'm focusing on the bottom and lifting up. So it's kind of like a Nordic in a roundabout way, but it can hold that position. So getting the hips. Wow. I can really feel it. A hammer curl now. So I'm turning this into a complex movement. And the weights behind my feet prevent me from sliding off and allows me to activate those quads. All right, so those are the kneeling thrusts with an additional bicep curl or shoulder press Like you can do all kinds of things with that. Next up, wow, my quads are burning. Next is ball bridges. So that's where I'm going to take the weights. So that's 70 pounds. It's easy for me to pick up like that. Ball bridges. So I'm taking the vibration plate and then also the Bosu ball. I like adding this because it adds an element of difficulty. And I will also grab a 30-pound weight. So that is the green. Hopefully you can see that. 30 pounds. And then the exercise ball, adding it to the vibration plate. So I'm gonna stand here like this and hold the Alright, just adjusting because I want a little bit more, how would you say, stretch on the glutes. So, setting program 1, and then up like this. Now holding, and you can curl like this, do a hamstring curl if you wish, while you're holding the weight with your hips. So this here really causes a lot of activation in the glutes. So holding it up straight like this. So this is different than the hip thrust. So this is activating more of the posterior chain, and then you can lower your hips down, touch the ground just barely, and then using my fingers, I'm just preventing the weight from sliding up my chest or up my stomach and hitting me in the rib cage. So if you have a rolling weight, it becomes a little bit more difficult. Or a dumbbell that has roller, it rolls. Oh, I can feel those hamstrings. Oh, wow. They get involved with this exercise. So there's the stretch and working the hamstring and then the glutes. Oh my. Wow. Put as heavy weight as you can handle or as you can manage if you wish. If you're a seasoned gym goer, this will show you a few things. Oh. Gosh. Oh my. Oh, my hamstrings are fatigued. Oh, wow. exercise. Superb. Superb. Alright, next up is hamstring curls. So I have the ankle straps attached to my legs already. So this is where I'm going to transition to taking the large anywhere anchor off these bands. So I'm just going to use, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stick with the red band on the top, largely because I want to be able to make sure I stick with that fatigue, or in that range of fatigue, for as long as possible. With the blue band, it just makes it a little bit on the difficult side to squeeze that through that failure. So the red one is attached to my anchor point that's about knee height behind me. And then I've got a second blue, or a second band that's anchored to the bottom. So here like this. And with this, I'm going to twist this the vibration plate. I'm really hot today. It's hot down here. Largely because I'm also making water. And so, so with this variation today, program 1, I'm just going to do just one test here. Yeah, that's good. All right, and play. All right, there we go. So hamstring curls now. So now I'm focusing on the latter part of the exercise, or the range of movement, should I say. So the ball bridges focuses on the stretched point of the hamstring and the glutes. Now I'm focusing on the non-stretched point and working it like a curl and just trying to finish the job now with the hamstrings. So this is kind of like if you're doing hamstring curls on the exercise ball. This is basically what it's mimicking, but adding the vibration to create the muscle activation and the stimulus, and then having the resistance really forces the muscle to activate. So if you point your toes up, you change the feel. Slow negative, and explosive. And then laying on top of the Bosu ball here makes this a little bit more comfortable. You could add the Bosu ball to the vibration plate, or maybe I might get a second one and do something like that. We're having the Bosu ball on the vibration plate and then doing a hamstring curl, let's say. It would be a little bit more awkward, but is it necessary? Not really. But it would create a little bit of like a four-dimensional type movement as opposed to a three or a two-dimensional. So here I'm really trying to stress the hamstring. Holding it isometrically. Gosh, oh. Wow. All right. Last exercise for today is tibia. So that's where I'm going to take the bands off my ankles here. And I'm going to switch the position of these guys. And I'm going to try adding the red. So I have 2 blue bands per foot and a red. So I'm stacking all those three bands on each foot. So it's going to be more resistance. And with that, I'm taking ankle straps and I will be putting them on top of my shoe. So over the top portion, over the, I guess you call it the ball of my foot, or over my big toe kind of thing, but on the joint. And the idea is to press up and down on a gas pedal kind of thing. That's essentially what I'm doing. So, and with this exercise, okay, there we go. Put them on over your shoe, kind of like this, kind of like a, you know, if you're riding a horse, you put your feet into the, oh gosh, what are those things called? Oh yeah, it's pulling me. Okay, so program 1, here we go. So pressing down on the gas pedal, now lifting up. Lifting off the gas pedal, holding it isometrically here. Now pressing down on the gas pedal. Lifting off. Pressing down. There's still stretch on the bands. Working the tibialis now. Just moving through the range of movement or the range of motion. Working the tibialis now, lifting off the gas pedal, lifting it, holding it isometrically as long as I possibly can. Press down now on the gas pedal. Now, lift off all the way through. Hold it. So that is it for leg day today. So a little bit longer, which is all right. But nonetheless, a solid workout. So total 45 minutes, and that's including the warm-up 9-minute high-intensity interval training session. So the date stamp August 26, 2026. Starting time at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So you can see that here. Maximum heart rate I hit today, okay, is 192. And that happened, okay, during probably the third peak right there. So, and then really strong recovery there after that. I started breathing more. I was trying to control my breathing to see if I could keep my heart rate elevated. So basically training my VO2 to help deliver that oxygen. And when you do this progressively, if you can hold your breath while you're training and then, you know, make it really hard for your body to feel that oxygen, but then when you have the next breath, then it really grabs onto that oxygen, right? And you got to think about blood quality, because when blood is 94% water, it's very important to make sure that you are replenishing your blood with the cleanest and most absorbable version of water that you can. Because what that does is enables your body to really reap the benefits of transferring oxygen when it needs it. But it also develops strong blood cells. That is the key for good cardiovascular strength. And I don't care who you are. And when you combine it with the best, things, you know, it's like in order for a tree to be strong, it grows layers on the outside and it grows bigger, right? And it grows taller. When that tree is got lots of layers and strength of cells, like outer wall, it's hard to break down. Is it not? That tree is tough. So do you think this tree right here, this guy right here, is tough? Well, I'm tough heart rate wise. Even my vibration plate agrees with that. Just saying. So, nonetheless, a strong session today. So, which leads me back to my first topic, which is this is not the answer. And I'm going to share something with you here that was posted today on LinkedIn, and it grabbed my attention because I browse and I'm basically excuse me, observing what people are saying. So Bailey Phillips, who is science-backed health and performance coach, okay, he writes, another cup of coffee is not always the answer. I agree with that statement. Because if you know anything about caffeine, you know that it robs the body of magnesium. And that's not good for you. You need to have magnesium in the 3 kinds that you get from mineralized salt. So if you're drinking coffee, you're doing yourself a disservice. It says caffeine improves alertness. Really? I don't think so. I disagree with that. But that is only one part of cognitive performance. Well, when I talk about cognitive performance, mental clarity, and focus, I test it every morning after I wake up by playing that silly zip game on LinkedIn. And I play it within not even 5 minutes of waking up. And I try to see if I can solve this puzzle as fast as I can. Do I get bamboozled sometimes? Sometimes I do. But on most cases, like I did today, I finished in 12 or 13 seconds. Yesterday was the same thing. Day before that, I think it was the same thing again. So, do you need to have caffeine to improve alertness? You need to get good rest. That's what you need. I don't care who you are. Because if you have, let's say if you're a parent, you know that when your kids are sleeping, that means they had a good day of physical activity, mental activity, whatever it is. If the kids sleep through the night. And if they're not sleeping through the night, then you as a parent need to smarten up and get the kids being active. That's being very direct, because there should be no reason why kids cannot sleep through the night. Absolutely no reason. And the same goes for parents, because you need it as well. It's true. And that's what will improve your alertness. So Bailey talks further about, here are 5 compounds people use for focus and what each one does. Caffeine. No. Caffeine does not create energy. That's a great statement. Or that's a correct statement. It temporarily blocks the signal that tells your brain it's getting tired. I don't know about that. This can sharpen attention and reaction speed, especially when fatigue is affecting your performance. Well, do you think it affects me when I'm doing 228 beats per minute skipping? I don't consume any caffeine whatsoever. None. And if I did, I probably would be worse at skipping. I think. Because of the caffeine robbing my calf muscles of magnesium and causing them to cramp. Because I'm trying to go so fast. That's what's going to cause a drop in performance, essentially. And I know that firsthand because it happened to me. And I was taking caffeine and I couldn't figure out why I was suffering from these cramps years ago. But do you see me suffering from cramps now? Do you see me stopping because of cramps when I'm doing the live stream? The only time I stop is when I trip on the rope. That's the only time. So number 2, he writes, Bailey, L-theanine. L-theanine has been around for many years. Probably going back to as early as 2017, maybe? Maybe perhaps 2016, I'm not sure. And the reason why I know this is because it's been in pre-workouts shakes for that amount of time. And I know that because I was buying them. I was thinking, oh yeah, I needed it, I should buy it. Maybe it's going to make me stronger, faster, all that stuff. So it says, promotes a calmer, smoother form of focus. So what is L-theanine made out of? What is it made out of? Ask yourself that question. Can your body make it itself? Gee, I wonder. Could it be maybe made in your own perfect medicine? I'm asking the question. Because there could be a possibility. And it's a perfect match for you, if it is. So, L-theanine is commonly paired with caffeine to help you feel less jittery without taking away the energy boost. Really? Do you think I suffer from energy boost or energy endurance, sustainment? When I really, really push myself on Saturdays, that's when I feel it. Where I'm trying to push. And even then, when I'm pushing, I'm like really going, trying hard. And if you want to know what that feels like, then try it yourself and tell me. And you'll see for yourself that this guy right here is as real as a heart attack when I'm doing that. L-tyrosine. Tyrosine is known as an amino acid, I believe. Just throwing it out there. Helps the body produce dopamine, so the feel good, which plays an important role in motivation, focus, and mental drive. Jeez. Really? I don't consume any of these things. Yet I'm motivated without any of it. It's true. I don't need anybody to motivate me. Nobody. I like this. I like doing this because I like it. It's fun. It should be fun. But when it feels good every time you wake up in the morning, then you know it's worth your time. L-tyrosine can be especially useful for maintaining cognitive performance during stress, sleep loss, or demanding workloads. You know what makes you tired? Putting in the work. Then you feel tired and you sleep like a baby. No different than having your kids run around outside. Kick them out of the house. Go ride their bike, not the electric bikes. The real thing. Like they did in the 70s. This guy is born in 76. And with 24 days left to 50, my 50th birthday, what can I say? I feel good. So, number 4, Bailey writes, alpha GPC. So, whatever this is, I'm assuming it's probably a peptide. Supports the brain chemical involved in attention, memory, and learning. People commonly use it before demanding work, studying, or training to improve concentration and mental sharpness. Again, do you think I need it? I'm not taking any of this stuff. Pinch of salt, the cleanest and most absorbable version of water. Get my sleep, and I get the tap on the shoulder. The spark that makes the fire burn hotter. Because if you're not getting enough sunlight, that's the spark. And don't tell me if you get lots of sunlight every day. Do you really get lots of sunlight? Do you actually time it? No. And if you're a man, you want the sunlight touching the androgen receptors here on the shoulders, because that's what increases testosterone production in the body. So is there a coincidence here that I'm wearing the X39 on that acupuncture point, where it's activating the androgen receptors in the body? Gee, I wonder. And then whatever testosterone is not used, it's in your own perfect medicine, so then you reintroduce that into the body. What do you think is going to happen? Look, I've got facial hair. I've got stronger facial hair now than I ever have. Just saying. So, having the spark. So, further, Bailey writes, people commonly use it before demanding work. Okay, I read that part. Number 5 is what he calls Cemax. S-E-M-A-X. A peptide. Gaining popularity for focus and cognitive performance. It influences pathways involved in dopamine signaling, learning, and neuroplasticity. People use it to support sustained attention, mental clarity, and cognitive resilience. Really? If you think you need to inject peptides into your body, you are bypassing what you are born with, which is a digestive system, which, if it's not functioning at optimum levels, then you need to fix it. And the way you fix it is 2 things. Simple. You need to have the cleanest and most absorbable version of hydrogen, which is in water. and you combine it with sodium chloride that's in mineralized salt. And that way it creates hydrochloric acid that can burn a hole in the concrete. And when that happens, then your body's going to digest those amino acids, aka proteins, that you eat. And then guess what? Forms into the tripeptide. And when you have the spark that says, guess what? Whether it's sunlight every day or you wear something like the X39, then guess what? That's going to tap the body on the shoulder and say, hey, make sure you light that fire so it burns hotter. But in order for those things to happen, you need to have the three amigos. And how do you get that? You eat. That will never change. It has always been that way, and it will always be that way. Why I'm revved up. Why I see this, people trying to sell you something which you don't need. Invest your money in something that's actually going to help you. Light is important, but it's the specific type. There isn't 200 patents with this company without a reason. 201, as a matter of fact. So, SE Max, peptide gaining popularity for focus and cognitive performance. Better focus is not about taking more. It's about paying somebody to create something for you which you're not doing yourself. You are not unlocking your bioenergy by buying something that's synthetic. How do you think they make it? Where are these amino acids coming from? Where? Well, they make them in China. Oh, yeah. They make them in China. What do they have a lot of in China? They have a lot of people there. And do they urinate in bathrooms that have those pucks that collect the urine? Do you think urine is big business? Sure is. You can find urea cream in every major pharmacy across the country. What is it made out of? Your own perfect medicine. They don't want you to know about it. Because if you know about it, then you're not dependent on somebody. So, it's about chemistry, essentially. If you know a little bit about chemistry, you'll know that breathing clean air is important, right? Drinking water, clean and the most absorbable version of water is important. You know, it helps with cellular strength, helps with ATP production in the body, helps with mitochondria, helps with hair growth, helps with digestion, helps with mental focus and clarity. It helps with increased energy and vitality. Put the pieces of the puzzle together like this and say, you know what, I'm not going to be persuaded anymore in the wrong direction to force to, buy these things. Because if they can't make money one way, they're going to try it another. Which ones should you be spending on? Think. That's enough of my rant for today. So, I hope you learned something. And where I'm trying to motivate you, to teach you, but also to keep consistent with your choices. Those are important. Make sure you eat well, you get your 3 amigos, and when you do, those peptides, those tripeptides, then they form. And when they have copper floating around in your body, good sources of copper, where can you get it? Does it go into the water? There's other food sources. Use your internet search and Ask questions. Ask me and I will tell you. But you need to ask and I will tell you. Write the questions and comments below and ask. Don't be afraid to ask. People who are leading by example, trying to earn your trust, and who's demonstrating what it takes to be as real as a heart attack. It takes honesty, integrity, and conviction with consistency. When those things add up, then you have a recipe for success. So to experience the benefits, you must pull the trigger if you want the X39. That's not free. So when you're ready to do so, scan the QR code as you see on the screen. Oh, hi Phil. I hope you're watching. Scan the QR code or click on the links in the description. Only the links that I provide. And if you want to find out more about the cleanest and most absorbable version of water, I tell you how to make it. I'm making it right now. And I do not make a single penny telling you about it. Not one. And I'm okay with that. Because this world is full of deceit, and it's incredible how people are falling for things. And lastly, Amazon and Walmart are not authorized distributors of the X39, the X49, or any other of the phototherapy light patches. None of them. Available in 80 plus countries, and you can try it risk-free. So, that's it for today. We'll see you tomorrow for Thirsty Thursday. Good night.